Okay.
So I got it set up on there now. So that was my fault. Okay.
All
Yeah.
right.
It should be
All
up.
right. That's we good. Let's get it.
Yeah. So how was it working? Because to me, like Power is probably one of those shows. 20 years from now, people are gonna be going back to watch it because it's such a powerful show from the first series on to what you see now. I actually watched the first episode of the second season like a couple of hours ago or whatever. Are you going to be in his on his series at all?
So I'm not gonna be in season 2.
Okay.
They're doing a different storyline, so praying for season 3.
You said you might be on season 3.
I said, yeah, I'm praying for season 3. Let's see what
Oh,
happens.
okay. Okay, yeah. But what was it like just being around? Because you was around such powerful actors, and the storylines are so powerful and so gravitating to you. Like just grab people each and every week. What was it like? Were you walking around? Did you go places and people recognized you and was like, "Oh man, I remember you." Was it like that for you at all?
Oh yeah, it's like that every day for me, man. Every day for me. It's whether it's it be Power or whether it be um Chicago Fire. Like I actually, it's not a one project thing for me where people recognize me from. It's more on the line of what people really watch. So
Mm-hmm.
I might get a group of people, and one person might say Chicago Fire. One
Mm-hmm.
person might say, "Oh, I saw him in Beats," or "I saw him in Power," "I saw him in Empire," or "I saw him in this or that."
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's still, I'm still getting used to it after all these years later. You know what I'm saying? It's still like, man, I was, over, you know, 16 years ago, I was Michael David Hammond. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just a guy from the West Side. Now that's Michael David Hammond, the actor. You know what I mean? It's still mind blowing to this day.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. I know certain things you probably can and can't talk about. So you just let me know like you can and can't or whatever. But I know when it comes to like this whole strike thing, it's for us as fans, it's kind of confusing. So we
Right.
kind of say like what's the argument really about? What's the fight really about? Like is it certain part like a certain can you really speak on what
Oh
the
yeah.
fight is
So
about?
so as far as the strike go, I can really dive into that because it's what it is. It's hitting us in the face. I could talk about that. It's just like as far as like promoting shows and stuff like that, I can't do.
Okay.
Um, but as far as the strike goes, man, it's a lot of things. But the main focus is it's this AI, the artificial intelligence thing. Studios are trying to pay actors and extras and stuff like that a one-time fee for them to use your likeness and everything for the rest of the years. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And and then another thing is streaming networks as far as the residuals go. Um, we shit. I got a residual the other day. My residual was $11.
Mm.
After taxes, I had $6.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing they're fighting for, and it's just like with so that's the actors, and the same thing with the writers. Studios trying to use AI to write scripts opposed to actual human beings when you can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you really can't do that because a machine can't put out emotion.
Mm-hmm.
And machines can't write emotion. And then it comes to with the writers getting paid a one-time fee for these shows, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Like what's the one thing that was just on the that they was just talking on the news, the show Euphoria. They said the writers got paid $3,000 and that was it. Nothing else.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so we're pretty much, the actors and writers are pretty much fighting corporate greed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. So let me ask you this, because I'm trying to think of this comedian name, but he produced a movie. I heard him on Kevin Hart's show on Sirius XM with the Plastic Cup Boys. And he just did a movie with Wesley Snipes and I want to say Tiffany Haddish, but I forgot the name of the movie. But he was saying that it was like the last day that they got a waiver to be able to promote and market movies. I guess the Hollywood or whoever, the union, was giving out waivers, and you could promote your movie for. But he said it was like the last day that it was doing it. So what I'm trying to understand is, okay, if Hollywood, if this is a Hollywood fight, but let's say you do a movie in Chicago or New York or Atlanta, is that all in the same part of the same thing, or is that separate? That's what I'm not. That's my personal not understanding is the Hollywood part of it different from everybody's else's.
so the thing is it's no separate thing.
Okay.
So it's all one thing. No market separate from the other. It's pretty much actors and writers going against, you know what I'm saying, striking against the studios themselves.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying, who aren't given the deal that is fair. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They want to line their pockets with the money, and you know what I'm saying, and that's it.
So if you do an independent film, you can do your own independent film, but you can't promote it, or how does that work?
So with me personally, I can't do independent films unless it's unless it's a SAG. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's a union film.
Got you.
So like, because me being in the union, it has to be a union film. So
okay. And now, the union, are y'all insured through the union as actors?
As far as what, health?
Health or medical, or how y'all?
That's another thing. That's another thing we are striking about, because 87% of union members don't even qualify for the health care.
87%?
87% of union members don't qualify for the health care.
Wow.
And even more than that, I think it's 90%. I may be off by a couple, but I think it's 90% don't even qualify for the retirement fund.
So let me ask you this before I get back to King Jacob. So basically, because when it comes to like the behind the scenes people,
right?
The makeup people, the boom people, the whoever behind it, the wardrobe people. Do those people fall in the union, or are they able to go somewhere else and work on other situations?
I believe now don't hold me to this, but I believe a lot of them are like union members, not SAG per se. I think it's like other different unions, like Teamsters and stuff like that. But don't, like I said, don't hold me to that. I'm not too sure about that part.
Yeah, because the only reason why I asked that question is because I know with some of those people, their salaries is probably even less, because they probably not getting any kind of residual. So that's a one-time thing to come in there. They probably working about an hour, or getting a certain check, and that's it for them. You know what I mean? Even still, so they really hurting.
Yeah. They get. I mean, they get paid the whatever it is, the hourly or the day rate for eight, and then that's it pretty much.
Yeah. Wow. But go ahead.
It's really not. You know what I'm saying? What people don't know is it's really not affecting just actors, writers. It's affecting everybody that works on them sets, from the cameraman, sound guy, lighting, set design, hair and makeup, wardrobe, the PAs, transportation, craft services, everything on the set. Everybody is feeling what's going on right now.
Yeah, because I know, like in LA, they were saying like in LA, and I hear keep going on, but this is like this is a lot. In LA, they were saying like a lot of the businesses are almost kind of going may go through like a COVID situation because people who usually mingle and have the extra money to go to the bars and the club and the restaurants and shopping, they don't have that money now. So now Hollywood may suffer because people not spending money like they used to. I don't know if you've been out of Hollywood since it's been going on, but that's what it was. I heard. I think it was the comedian. What's I forgot it. She's on the sitcom with Mike Epps. I think she was talking about it.
Wanda Sykes.
Yeah, I think she was talking about it, and I heard somebody else talking about it too. I think one time or another.
I mean, it makes sense though, because you know what I'm saying. You got to realize the filming industry in Hollywood generates a lot of revenue.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that could definitely be true. You know what I mean? It could definitely be true.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jacob.
Okay, so with you being an actor, man, casting director, and a whole lot of things when it comes to this film industry, what would you say are the high and lows of an inspiring actor or actress that they would go through, and how should they overcome these things? Because it's not an easy business; it's a tough business. And then, you have the art form of acting, but you have what we call the business. And so you got to understand how the business runs. So how long did it take you to understand how the business runs and the highs and lows of the film industry when it comes to business?
I had to learn the business real quick, honestly. Probably the first year or two, I had to learn it because I'll say it. It is what it is. It's a cutthroat business, like any other business, man. It's a cutthroat business. People withhold a lot of information, so a lot of things you got to figure out on your own. And that's what I was doing. You know what I mean? I was, doing research and just studying. You know what I'm saying? Really trying to figure out so I don't do anything that I'm not supposed to. You know what I'm saying? It's. I tell people like this when it comes to this business. You got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's what that's what it is. You got to be comfortable being uncomfortable, because success is a very uncomfortable thing. You know what I'm saying? And then you got times. There's high times where, man, you getting auditions, you booking, audition, book, and then you might be in the slump for a year or two, maybe longer, depends. You know what I'm saying? It's just, do you have the heart and the drive and the determination to continue what you love? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people in this business fail at that part. And it's not, and it has to do with a lot with their surroundings. People, you can't do this, the naysayers, you can't do that. And so much of that, a lot of people aren't strong enough to withstand that. So those words turn into self-doubt. Now here comes, man, I don't think I can do this anymore. Man, I'm not getting booked. I'm not getting no auditions. Man, forget this. And that self-doubt kick in, and honestly, it kicks you in the butt, man.
Okay. And now you've been on many sets, TV series, movie sets,
Yes.
all of the above. So the diversity in casting directors, in your opinion, what makes a casting director great and makes you want to work with them over again and again?
So a casting director, man, what makes them great to me is being knowledgeable of, first of all, the scene they're casting for. And you know what I'm saying? And just knowing the ins and outs of everything, and being able to spot talent. And not only talent, being able to visualize this person in this scene.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just the total package. That's pretty much what it is, you know, for a casting director.
Okay. And as far as for the different movie producers that you work with, um, what 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 makes a person a great movie producer? As far as when you look out the creation and the outline of the movie, you know, does it kind of like overwhelm you sometimes? Does it take you away? Um, do you ever think, man, I wish I was right there inside his mind, when him and because most of the cats I know that produce the movies, they are the writers as well. And so um, what what makes a writer and a producer so epic to you, even if they not at this top tier, where they trying to get yet, but if they keep working at it, greatness is going to come. And what what makes them great in your mindset?
Um, being able, I mean, just being around like producers, like, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not really around a lot of producers, but there is some producers that just like, man, you know what I'm saying? They're geniuses, man,
Mm-hmm.
and just the way they think, and a great producer knows what to jump into, pretty much. That's what it sums it up with. That is just a great producer knows what to put their hand in, put their hand on.
Okay.
That's an all around producer. Being mindful and being smart, being mindful of the business and being mindful of what people want to watch. So they're gonna dip their hand in here. Okay, I know people are gonna be watching this, so let me go ahead, throw my pot in my hat in the jar over here, and so on and so forth.
Okay. So when someone sends you a movie script and you look at all the characters
Mm.
for your mindset and for the way you act, for the way you speak, for the way your body language is, what what makes you go after a character role?
Um, well, I got to start out like this. So with me, I'm very picky on what I do
Okay.
because my mindset is quality over quantity.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not just jumping at every role or every movie or every script that's being tossed at me, because at the end of the day, you have to be able to protect you as a brand. So you just can't go out there doing everything. But what really grasps me is I sit down and just read the full script. I got to know the whole storyline behind it. You know what I'm saying? I got to really feel that, okay, this character, the character they asked me to do, I got to be able to just feel it like, okay, I know I can pull this off. You know what I'm saying? I know this can be done. Not saying I can't do any character. It's just I have to be able to feel that character. You know what I'm saying? I have to be able to be one with the character.
Okay. And so for the necessary things that you accomplish, within your career in the
Mhm.
film industry, seeing that process of growth, because nobody can see it better than you.
Of course, of course.
Nobody can see it better than you. But people that know where you started can also see it from the outside looking in and share with you what they're seeing.
Right.
So from that growth process, what are you most proud of?
Ooh, that's a good question, man. That's a good question. I'm most proud of my career in general, honestly. Just being able to look at where I come from and look at what I've been through, and to see myself now where I'm at is just like, man, this really happened.
Mhm.
This really happened. I stuck with it, and it's happening. It's continued to happening, and it's just like, wow. You know what I mean? To go from being homeless, you know what I'm saying, you know, to going through everything that's happening in the neighborhood and being able to bypass all of that, and to be on TV and to be able to show my kids what I've accomplished, to be able to see my mom smile to see her child on TV, and to have accomplished, what I'm saying, his dreams and continuing it. That's what it is for me, man.
Okay, great. I got one more question before I'm handing it back to you.
All right.
Go.
Now, we know that you a director, and a lot of parents want to get their kids into the film business.
Now hold on. Before you continue that, I have to say this. I have directed,
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? I'm not a director per se yet.
okay,
You know what I'm saying? Because there's people who work hard to earn that title. So I can't really sit here and
okay,
call myself a director itself, but I have directed a couple things, yes.
okay. So you have did some directing. We'll put it like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. So based upon some things you did in situations that you directed,
Yeah.
a lot of parents always say, "Well, my kid is music talented. They have this great personality, and their character is I think is a character that can be on TV." So based on that, when you're directing, a film or a TV series or a web series or just whatever it may be,
Right.
what grabs your attention from a child, as far as when they're auditioning?
Um, I mean, that's kind of a hard question to ask because, different age groups, different children bring different personalities.
Hmm.
So you just gotta kind of be patient with a child. You know what I'm saying? More than you have to be with an adult. You got to have patience, period. But you have to be able to have that longevity and patience with a child, and really be able to work with them, and not so much dig into them as far as, what I'm saying, trying to get it out of them, trying to get the, push the lines and stuff out of them. It's just like you just got to be able to work with them and really calm them down, and guide them through. Hey, look, have fun. This
Okay.
is this is you. You know what I'm saying? Have fun.
Right. Okay, I can dig it.
You
Back to you, Icon.
Okay. Before I ask the next question, I just want to shout out Chantella, Chandra, that's sis right there, and Village Global Network, Bianca, for all commenting and participating in this interview tonight. So it's much appreciated for the love and respect y'all giving us the interview and the support. So anyway, um, I was listening to an interview with Pierre and Michael Collier yesterday, and they were saying like auditions. This into auditions, they would say you would rather overdo it than underdo it, because a lot of time with casting directors or whatever, they don't want to push a person, so they rather dial you back than push you to be more into the character or whatever. So when you go into it, is that how you kind of where you kind of overdo it, overplay it, or do you kind of just try to be as much as yourself? How do you kind of approach that role that you going after?
Um, Again, everybody got their different styles, and I've actually seen that interview. They said they would rather overdo it. I think it was Miguel Nunez who said the same thing. I'd rather go over the top and then dial it back. But with me personally, I just read the room. I go in there, lay it out. You know what I'm saying, and if they want me to adjust, I make that quick adjustment.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I play it. Like when I go into an audition room, and this is whether if I got to do it a self tape, recording it on my phone, or it's a live in person audition. I'm gonna leave everything in the room and walk away like nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? That's how I do it. I'm gonna give you 110%. Walk out this room like nothing just happened,
Okay.
and keep on moving with my day.
Okay. So has it been a role where you went in and you like, I ain't no way I'm getting this role, or and it has been a role where you and vice versa? Was it roles that you thought you were gonna get and you didn't, and it was a roles that you didn't get, or that you thought you weren't gonna get, and you end up getting it? So is it scenarios on both ends?
No. Either way, no, because first of all, you don't want to be over cocky
Okay.
and walk in there like, yeah, I got that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know if I can cuss or not, but
You're right.
I'm my bad. But yeah, you don't want to be over cocky,
Mm-hmm.
and you also don't want to start doubting yourself either.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I go in with just a neutral mindset of I'm here for one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Go in here and audition, and that's it.
Okay. Okay.
And that's it. That's all. I'm not gonna go in there, walk in with my chest poked out like, yeah, I don't know what y'all doing. Y'all getting this, I'm getting it. Or I ain't gonna walk in there like, man, there's some go getters here. Man, I don't know if I'm gonna get no. You psych yourself out either way.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it is. You over cocky, you psych yourself out. You know what I'm saying? If you walk in there scared, just psych yourself out. So go walk in there with a clear mind, do what you was there to do, and walk away.
Mm-hmm. So do you have like an industry friend, like somebody like you been in the business with, that you've known for years, that y'all kind of like, bounce ideas off each other, or campaign each other? Or is it somebody you have in a business that you can call that person and they understand what you're going through, basically?
Um, I mean, there's a lot of people that I can call. I can't really just specify one person. You know what I'm saying? Because it's always the group that I run with. You know what I'm saying? And we all bounce off each other. You know what I'm saying? It's all the energy bounces off everyone. You know what I'm saying? With me being, of course, the veteran in the business, everybody runs to me. But you know what I'm saying? It doesn't, just because I'm a veteran in the business doesn't mean that this person can't give me an idea just because they haven't been in too long.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta have that humble mentality, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to bounce ideas off of anybody, whether they're top tier or whether they just starting out. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be humble. You gotta be able to work with everybody.
Okay. So I know you like to work with the youth a lot, and you come from probably one of the roughest cities and well-known roughest cities in America. So
Hmm.
when it comes to the youth, when you do you do a lot of speaking engagements, or do you do different seminars and different things where I have opportunity to really kind of sit down with a kid and talk with them and kind of guide them along, especially, or do you work in the community a lot so you can kind of touch the youth a little bit and be able to encourage them to do something different than maybe, especially the ones you may see going towards the streets or not
Right.
coming good situation?
So I have done some speaking, you know what I'm saying, at little events and stuff like that. And but a lot of times it's hands on, you know, on the street. You know, I get a bunch of kids run up to me, man, I love you, man, I love you do this, man, 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 I always thought I could, and who don't think. You know what I'm saying? Stop thinking you can and just do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and what helps out is I come from the same streets they come from.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like I'm from downtown in the high rise speaking to people in urban neighborhoods. No, I come from the same neighborhood they do.
Mm-hmm.
So I can give them that and tell them, hey, look, you don't have to be a statistic, man. You don't. You are your own person. You don't have to move like everyone else is moving. Whether you want to do acting, maybe you want to be a writer, maybe you want to write books, maybe you want to be an artist or musician or whatever, you know, so on and so forth. You don't have to be a statistic of your environment and your neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's my main focus. Like, you don't. You know, that's what I that's what I tell the youth every time I talk to them, whether it be on the street or be at an event or whatever. You have to don't follow. Stop following suit. You know what I'm saying? It's you following the machine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these environments, especially the one like I grew up in, it's a copy machine. It's like a copy machine. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's it's the same thing over and over. Drug dealer, you know, whatever, shooter, whatever you want to call yourself, these labels, it's a copy machine.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go stand in that line. Make your own line.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You want to follow suit behind people. Come on, man. You got to be your own person.
Exactly. And you know, it's one thing I tell people nowadays that college alone is not gonna necessarily be the end all be all. Not to say you shouldn't go to college, but I think having a trade is maybe even more important. Being that we talked about the artificial intelligence stuff. And
Right.
a lot of jobs, like you go in Walmart, you go in McDonald's, you go into Target, whatever. Everything is now where they basically done hired us to work in the places for them. Cause we gotta
Check out.
we gotta do our own self check. Then they wanna check our bag before we walk out. Well, then get rid of the self checkout. If you gonna check my bag too, as either made me do your job for you. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, if you have a trade like plumbing, construction, different things, artificial intelligence ain't gonna be able to replace all that. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you may have to find something that is almost irreplaceable in the everyday life. And kids that come from these urban neighborhoods, these real poor neighborhoods, those colleges, those trade colleges may be more accessible and more realistic to you anyway. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And learn a trade. And you can still make plumbers some of them make $75,000, $100,000 a year.
I
So
know some to make more, man.
exactly. So, people look down on those blue collar jobs, but them blue collar jobs won't always be around. You know what I mean? So I think, that's what I think we maybe have to start pushing our kids to. Even like when I went to high school, I don't know if you had in your high school, but I did construction for 4 years. I was in high school. We built houses every year, and so we had what you call it, brick mason.
Okay.
We had mechanics, the mechanic class or whatever. So we had something else. I know, but we had those three that people learn, and then they end up having a career after high school doing those jobs. You know what I mean? So I think that's kind of what kind of things we need to encourage our kids to do. Like you said, everybody can't be a ball player, actor, you know what I'm saying, a rapper, whatever. Everybody can't do that. So we
Right.
encourage our kids to like, listen, just because you see this one over here doing this, don't mean you can't be over here doing this. You know,
Right.
whatever. Like even the YMCA's need to they need to bring the YMCA's back and have that in the YMCA's, not just to go in and play basketball. Maybe you have some of those extracurricular things after school. If you can't teach them in school, have some of them programs in the YMCA's or
Right.
whatever in the summertime that you
And,
maybe.
and and that's what a lot of people like. I know a lot of people who went to Job Corps,
Mm-hmm.
the Job Corps, and learn, to learn trade and stuff like that. And I agree with you. College, having a college degree don't mean you gonna go in that field.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know people right now who have a regular 9 to 5 and are sitting on like degrees in criminal justice and stuff like that, and ain't even using them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you getting your degree doesn't mean automatically, yeah, you're gonna be working that job.
Yep.
So, most definitely get a trade, man, and because people laugh at the garbage man.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I was just talking to a garbage man the other day. The man told me he make $42 an hour.
Mm. Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like so it's really careers out here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But people, the bad part about it is the careers that are out here that actually make money, people laugh at.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you pick up garbage? Oh man, you work on people's toilets? Ah, come on, man. But then as soon as somebody say, yeah, I'm a dope boy, man, I want to be like him.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want to be like. Dude got 4 cars, and man, he stayed with about $50,000 in his pocket, and man, he got a Rolex, and then come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
These dudes these jobs you laughing at,
Mm-hmm.
they got the same thing this dude do. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, ain't no retirement fund for that.
No, sir.
Ain't no 401k for that.
No, sir.
Garbage man.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause right now, I see plenty of people in my neighborhood right now that used to be the shot callers back in the day. And they ain't even got two quarters to rub together right now.
Right. They do them 20 years and get out, and nobody to take care of them. And now they looking bad.
Right.
Or they barely working, or they got to start all over, whatever the case may be. And you've been away from your kids and all that for 20 years. It's funny because I see I watch like Vlad interviews sometimes, and they always have ex-drug dealers on there doing interviews. I said, we need to start doing. I told Jacob this. I said we need to start interviewing the kids. Let's interview the kids of the drug dealers to see what they had to go through when they dad was in prison for 25, 20, 30 years. See what their life was like and how they had to suffer. We always want to talk about the drug dealer life and how he went 30 and came out. But what about the kids? How they had? Nobody want to talk about that.
I'm gonna tell you like this, like it bothers me. It bothers me to watch those interviews, man, because it's like, it bothers me because what is the sole purpose of the interview? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Are you trying to show people what not to do? Or are you trying to share some, some light and give flowers to what this person has formally done? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, like what are you trying to do with these interviews? Like, I like the one thing I do like about like with Vlad, for instance, the one thing I do like what he did, he got people who no other podcast or whatever would give the people the light of day.
Mm-hmm.
Like I respect him because he was able to get Mickey free.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What other show gave Mickey free? You know what I'm saying? Look, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he getting people that don't nobody give, give the chance to.
Exactly.
But as far as the drug dealers go, yeah, like that really, I don't care about that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care about what this man did or what he got. You know what I'm saying? what he had is what he had.
Exactly.
He had to pay for whatever he did.
That's
Mm-hmm.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Exactly. So, Jacob, you got any more questions for this brother?
Now I got one last question, one last honest and direct question for this brother.
okay.
Now, you are Michael David Hammond,
Yes, sir.
Chicago, Illinois,
Yes, sir.
actor extraordinaire and a public figure.
Yes, sir.
So I want to talk about the gentrification in Chicago, Illinois,
Okay.
and and how do people from Chicago that was born and raised in the city and that's still there, how do they rebrand and restructure the community? Because I'm a music guy, so I remember when my dad used to have the 45 records and the vinyl, and he used to talk about that sound of Chicago, like he used to talk about the sound of Philly and the sound of Detroit. You know what I mean? All of them had a different sound,
Right.
and you know, there's been some high profile musicians that come out of Chicago, whether we talking about house, whether we talking about techno, whether we talking about EDM, whether we talk about jazz, blues, and you know, the taste of Chicago. You know what I mean? Was always kind of like televised. You kind of hear about it on different radio stations all across the nation, and
Right.
you know, when everybody used to congregate together. So, has the gentrification did something to people's minds, or has the crime rate moved out to the suburban area too? And with the gentrification, man, why do you think it's going crazy and like rapid wildfire all over the nation in various cities?
Man, that's a question that's a great question. And honestly, I couldn't tell you, man. Honestly, it's really gentrification hits people differently. You know what I'm saying? And um, they try to push it on a lot of people. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They try to push it on everybody, actually. So, like with me personally, some gentrification is a okay thing,
Okay.
but as long as you don't change, as long as you don't change the structure and the soul of the neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? That's my thing. As long as you keep as long as the soul's there, ain't no building's gonna change that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody, ain't no gentrification, no nothing gonna change the soul of a neighborhood.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And as far as the crime rate goes, the crime rate is everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Crime's everywhere,
It
whether it
is.
be in the suburbs, whether it be downtown Chicago on the Magnificent Mile, and it's just it follows whoever it follows. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
If you out here doing wrong, it's gonna follow you, no matter where you go.
You know, I would say that I deal with a lot of you know, ball coaches. You know, because we have the 910 Sports Podcast. You know, where they from Aurora, where they from Bensonville, where they from Bloomington, Illinois. You know, even if they from down south in Springfield or
Right,
Alton, Illinois. You know what I mean?
right.
So so they really tell me that a lot of times, you know, when it comes to uh, the poverty, a lot of the kids that's in poverty don't have a poverty mindset. And so, and I just think that's interesting that a kid already know that they want to be a lawyer or a doctor or a veterinarian or mechanical engineer or either a biochemist or you know. So I just think it's also the mindset in what us as adults put into these kids' mentals, um,
100%.
um, and and
100%.
and and how we build them up emotionally, so
Right,
society don't break them down. And
right.
so, you know, I just wanted to add a little bit value and say, man, keep doing what you're doing because you can inspire a lot of kids, a lot of young adults, and you can just be an inspiration to all, man. So we definitely appreciate you for being who you are, man, and just much love and respect for you coming on the show and sharing your story.
Man,
Yeah,
I truly appreciate it, man. Truly
I want
do.
to before we got out of here. A lot of people don't really understand the history of Chicago. I watched a documentary on it maybe last year, and a lot of those high rise projects and all that they have in Chicago was built like that by the Chicago, the Illinois governors and stuff on purpose to put all these people in these buildings. It was caged animals, so it might be like 2,000 people in one building on
Right.
purpose. And then it got so bad by the time they got to the 70s, the buildings were so condemned and unlivable. But by that time, the damage was done. Then they did gentrification, kind of like back then, where they moved some of these people. They knocked down some of those projects, moved these people to a different area of Chicago, and just moved the crime to another part of the city.
Right.
So to me, it's like if you're going to do gentrification now in a different way, then place the people in areas where they can actually live comfortable. Don't just move them out and then just say we're gonna just put better living conditions here in this part of it. And that's not just in Chicago, anywhere.
Right.
You know, move people out and say that we done with them or whatever. Because people they find they basically adapt to their situations. So crime only happens at a high rate in places because that's all they know. Just like when we talk about the kids not knowing they poor, because a lot of kids tell you when they grew up in certain times, they grew up in neighborhoods where everybody was poor, so they didn't realize they was poor. Like Shannon Sharp said, I didn't use a real bathroom until I was in college. He said, I thought this was normal.
Yeah.
I realized it wasn't a normal thing until I got to college. So, you know what I mean? So that's the kind of thing that people don't, that's a conversation for another day. But I just want to put that out there, But like you said, man, I appreciate you coming on and giving us your time. You're a very busy man, and you could have been anywhere tonight. You blessed us with your presence tonight.
About truly, it's an honor and privilege to be here, man, with you guys, man, and bouncing back to you guys, man. I love what y'all do, man, and just keep doing it, keep moving forward, man. Don't let nobody stop you. Don't let nothing stop you.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
So you got any social medias, anything you want to drop on us or anything?
Yeah, man. Y'all can follow me on Facebook, man, at Michael David Hammond. You can follow me on Instagram at @the_real_MDH. TikTok, same thing, @the_real_MDH.
Okay, brother. Well, you have a blessed and wonderful night. Appreciate everybody for coming on here tonight and taking up your time to to watch this interview with us. And we see y'all next time.
Most definitely.
Peace.
Got the good vibe, got the 1942 pouring in my cup.